Hey guys, Neely here, and I am coming in for a midway check-in for the THM challenge. Today is the 16th, which means we are halfway through the month of January, and I did my measurements and weigh-in today, and I wanted to share with you the exciting news that I broke my stall. I have seen the same number on the scale since October, the 1st of October, and so that has been what, 3.5 months. I have seen the exact same number on the scale, almost the exact same number every time I step on the scale, which I don't step on the scale very often. I weigh at maximum once a week, and usually recently it's been more like every 2 weeks or so. So anyways, I had seen the same number, 168.4, on the scale for months and months, and finally today I got on the scale and I was at 165.4. So that's a 3-pound loss, and that 3-pound loss is within the last 2 weeks of being on the THM challenge. So I'm super excited that the challenge seems to be what I needed to get things moving, at least on the scale front. And of course we know that the scale means nothing if you don't take measurements along with it. That's something I learned from Jason on Alt Shift and embraced from Jason on Alt Shift. And so of course I did my measurements as well. And first off, I'm going to give you like a little history of my baby weight loss, my battle to get the baby weight off, because it's such a slow process. Like, I'm not doing any kind of super strict starvation crash diets, so things are going very, very slow, which is fine, but I don't expect anyone to remember any of my stats from, you know, last summer, because that's when I started. So just to give you a quick recap on what my weight has done in the last few months, I had Renee in the beginning of July, and after the initial weight loss from delivery, my body settled in at 173, and it was almost exactly 173 for a long time. That was for about 2 months, actually, July and August, and then the 1st of September is when I hopped on the THM challenge there and got 100% on plan for the month of September. And in that month I lost, I went from 173 to 168.4. That's when I got to my 168.4 that never wanted to leave. So I lost, what was that, 4.6 pounds in September, and I did not take my measurements at that point. My body was still changing from delivery and adjusting from, you know, being pregnant to not being pregnant, and so I just didn't even want to deal with it. I wish I had at this point seen how many inches I lost, but I definitely lost inches in that challenge. I went from probably a size 12 pants to a size 10. It was probably about a 12, 14 to a size 10, and of course that's you know, my tummy adjusting back from being pregnant and all that, so it's kind of hard to pinpoint it exactly, but I was probably around a 12 to 14, and then I got down to about a size 10 after that challenge. And that's when I started Alt Shift, and I did Alt Shift for 3 months, October, November, December, and I didn't do it perfectly in, you know, the end of November through December because it was the holidays and I did have some days off. So if I had stuck to it 100%, I think my results would have been a little bit more, but I'll just give you the stats that I had from that. Basically, I lost 0 pounds. I was 168.4 when I started, and I was 168.4 at the when I weighed on January 1st when I started the THM challenge again. So I lost no pounds while I did Alt Shift, but I did lose 9.25 inches, and that doesn't mean a whole lot to you because you can measure it, you know, a bunch of different places, and the number of inches is going to be different depending on how many places you measured, but it's just a good guideline for me so I can compare my inches lost for my own self. So anyways, 9.25 inches, I lost actually most of it on my lower half, which is unusual. Usually I lose up up top first in my arms and, you know, like my chest and collarbone area. But the majority of the weight or the inches that I lost were in my thighs and in my hips, which was very nice. That's where I would like to lose it. That's where I tend to carry a lot of my weight. So that was exciting. So 3 months on alt shift, down 9.25 inches and down 0 pounds. And then I have been on the THM challenge again, 100% on plan for the past 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks, 15 days, half of the month. And I am down, like I said, 3 pounds. And I am also, I did my measurements, and I'm also down 4.25 inches. So that was really exciting because that's only a little over 2 weeks on plan and 4.25 inches down. I lost more in my thighs, some in my waist and in my hips, and even in my arms. So now I'm like kind of going down everywhere. So that was really exciting. Jumping onto the THM challenge, I think was what my body needed to like shake it up. And to be down another 4.25 inches in just 2 weeks, that was pretty exciting. So I definitely think that it was the right move for my body to hop back on THM and to get on it 100%. I had been kind of mixing alt shift and THM for a while, and it really worked out a lot better for me to just 100% commit to THM as far as the starches, the recommended starches and the serving sizes of starches. That's kind of the main thing that I was changing when I went to alt shift, is I added in some different starches like white potatoes and white rice, but it seems like cutting those out and getting 100% back on THM has helped my weight loss to or my fat loss to continue, because it's not just weight, because I can see that my measurements are going down. So that is very exciting. The last few days I've been looking in the mirror, and after months of not having any change or not having much change, because my alt shift inches that I lost pretty much in the first month, and then it was really, really slow after that. And so the last couple of months, I hadn't seen a lot of changes in my body. And so for just in the last week or so, I've been catching myself in the mirror and noticing that there are some changes going on. So that's really exciting. And it's also very exciting because I have a history of dieting and counting calories and trying to go as low calorie as possible. And in the last couple of months when things weren't really moving, I kept, you know, the little voice in my head kept saying I needed to go back to counting calories, I needed to cut back, how can I expect to lose weight if I'm not feeling hungry? And I just kept fighting it and you know, but I always have that little dieter in my head that whispers at me, but I did fight it and I did push through and just continued to do what I was doing, and I felt satisfied, and it has started to pay off. So I am really glad that I didn't try to jump back into any kind of calorie counting, and that things are still just going so well. So a few things that I have adjusted in my plan, just to try to kick up fat loss as much as possible, and to combat the difficulty losing weight while breastfeeding. I just wanted to share with you real quick. First thing is what they recommend in the THM book, the new book. They have a lot of great info for nursing moms and pregnant moms. And one of their recommendations for nursing moms is to reduce the amount of muscle meat you eat and increase the amount of collagen and gelatin that you eat in place of that. So you're still getting lots and lots of protein, but you're just kind of reducing the muscle meat and adding in a lot more of the gelatin and collagen. And that helps you to reduce the amount of tryptophan in your diet, and that you'd have to read the book to know all the details, but that helps with the high prolactin levels that you have while breastfeeding, and that can help a lot of breastfeeding moms to be able to lose some fat while they're breastfeeding. So if you're struggling with losing fat while breastfeeding, then one thing that you can do is just increase the gelatin and collagen, decrease the muscle meat. Don't cut it out completely, just decrease it a little bit. The second thing that I have done is to embrace fuel pull snacks and desserts. I had resisted fuel pull snacks and desserts for a while just because I thought they would not taste good and I would not enjoy it and they would not be satisfying. But once I started playing with some of the recipes and finding ones that I really liked, I actually love them now. And they're so light and refreshing. They're not super heavy like a really, you know, like a dessert that's full of peanut butter and cream and stevia sweetened chocolate chips and that kind of thing. It's nice a lot of times to have a really light fuel pull snack or a light fuel pull dessert. And I will say that I do not let myself go hungry. So if I do eat something that's a fuel pull and I'm still hungry afterwards, I don't just push through. I will go ahead and eat. But a lot of times I find if I eat my fuel pull dessert or snack, I feel great afterwards and it's enough. And if I had gone for something more calorie heavy with cream and peanut butter and all that stuff, it would have just been too much. So just learning to embrace the fuel pull has helped me out tremendously, and I feel like I really enjoy it. Like I feel good from doing it. The other thing that I'm doing is I'm wearing my Fitbit again. I have just a little Fitbit Zip, and it's just the most simple version, but putting it on and just seeing my steps for the day has been super motivational to help me to increase my activity. That it's so funny how that's so motivational when you get to actually see the number of steps that you take and you can, you know, do things to get that number higher. It's so much more motivational than just thinking I need to walk more without having that number. It's kind of like you're playing a game. You get to, you know, try to beat your score, and that's been really fun. So I've been wearing that every day, and it definitely has increased my activity. The last thing that I have been doing is just getting really consistent with logging my food on YouFood. I have been doing that since April of last year, and I have been doing it really consistently. I did kind of start dropping off when I was doing alt shift and through the holidays. I just wasn't logging as much, and I have found that just getting back on there and being really consistent with logging my food and being able to look back on my day and see what I ate and, you know, make sure I'm getting enough vegetables and just kind of getting a good picture of what my diet looks like has been really, really helpful for me in just staying on plan and just keeping a better eye on what my diet looks like. So those are the things that I adjusted, and so far they seem to be working, and I'm hoping that it continues. As of this morning, I am, I think 1.2, around 1 or 1.2 pounds away from my pre-pregnancy weight. So that is very exciting. I am so close, and I expect that that last little bit probably can be accounted for in like breastfeeding, breast tissue and milk production. So I feel like my body is back to pre-pregnancy shape and size, but it's not quite back to the weight. But I think that with these continued tricks, I'm hoping that I can get off some of the other pregnancy weight from other pregnancies, because I have about, 15 pounds of baby weight from baby number 2. So I would love to get those last 15 pounds off and kind of see where my body wants to be, and yeah, where I end up. So that's all. You can tell I'm excited. I am just glad that this is working so well, and I feel really great, and the THM challenge has been exactly what I need to get me going again. So that's it for my update today. I hope you guys are all doing great, and I will be back again soon with more fun stuff for you. Talk to you later. Bye.